Today we're going to talk about the don'ts of traveling to Italy.
So here are top 15 things you should absolutely avoid doing during your trip. Don't eat at tourist locations. There are many tourist menus and restaurants near tourist sites, but they often serve less authentic food and can be overpriced. It's better to explore the city and find local restaurants called trattorias. These family-run spots offer real Italian food with fresh ingredients. You will enjoy a better meal, friendlier service, and a more relaxed vibe.
Don't expect Italians to speak English. It's not their first language. Instead, use Google Translate to communicate if needed. Also, learning a few basic Italian phrases like buongiorno, grazie, and per favore shows respect for the local culture. Just yelling in English won't help. Using Italian words and gesture politely will make communication easier.
Don't just travel to Rome, Florence, or Venice. Italy isn't just about these popular places. Don't try to see all of Italy in 10 days, it's huge. Instead, explore smaller towns and villages for a real taste of Italian culture. There are many hidden gems that offer authentic experiences away from the tourist crowds. Visit places like Vicenza, Tuscany, Ravenna, or Lucca to connect with locals and discover the true charm of Italy.
Don't expect pizza to be the same as in your country. In Italy, pizza might be different from what you might be used to back home. It's thin and crispy, with high quality toppings and fresh ingredients. Traditionally, it's served uncut as a whole pizza for one person, and you can use a knife and a fork or fold the slices for a more relaxed meal. So get your own pizza, no sharing.
Don't order spaghetti and meatballs. It's a classic American Italian dish, but not common in Italy. Pasta and meatballs are served separately as first and second course. For a similar taste, try spaghetti alla bolognese with a meaty ragu sauce. Some touristy places offer spaghetti and meatballs, but it's not traditional, so stick to separate dishes for an authentic Italian experience.
Don't feel like you have to tip at restaurants. In Italy, tipping is not mandatory. Most places add a coperto or cover charge of 1 to 3 euro per person, sometimes with a 10% service charge. Always check before paying. A small tip of 5 to 10% is always appreciated for great service, but is not obligatory. Italians traditionally don't tip, as service charge is usually included.
Don't expect a lot of space in public areas. In Italy, spaces are often crowded and compact, whether it's restaurants, cafes, or public transport like trains and buses. Seats and luggage racks on trains are smaller, so pack light. There are many narrow streets and popular piazzas that can get crowded, especially during tourist season.
Don't expect to find food between 3 p.m. and 7 p.m. Lots of restaurants in Italy take a break in the afternoon, usually from 3 p.m. to 7, known as siesta. It can be tough for tourists to find places to eat during this time, as many places close until later in the evening. So be sure to have lunch and dinner at the appropriate time to fully enjoy the delicious food that Italy has to offer.
Don't forget to validate your train tickets. In Italy, you must validate your train tickets before using them. Sometimes validation systems can be tricky to find. Look for small, yellow or light blue machines around the station. If you don't validate your ticket, you can face a fine of 50 to 100 euros, even if you're a tourist. You may get a warning, but don't risk it. Make sure you validate your ticket.
Don't forget to bring cash. Many places in Italy accept credit cards, but some smaller businesses may only take cash. It's wise to have enough euros, especially in small towns where card options are limited. Some places may even offer discounts for cash payments to avoid card fees, so it's safer to have cash in hand to avoid any problems.
Don't assume all Italians are related to the mafia. Most Italians don't like being associated with mafia stereotypes. They don't mind talking about it, but it's quite offensive to think they are all involved in crime. Also, fear of the mafia may stop some people visiting certain areas of Italy. But the truth is, you won't run into them at all during your trip, and you will be missing out on visiting some incredible places like Sicily, Naples, and Calabria.
Don't expect designer brands to be much cheaper in Italy. Don't count on finding big discounts on brands like Gucci and Armani, even though it's known for fashion. Prices are usually the same as in other countries, because they follow standardized pricing. Your best option might be shopping online for better deals.
Don't dress improperly while visiting sacred places. Make sure to wear modest clothing when visiting churches and sacred places in Italy. Wear clothing that covers your body and doesn't show too much skin. Some places may have blankets that you can use to cover yourself, but don't expect that everywhere. It's important to show respect by dressing appropriately.
Don't sit on monuments. Absolutely avoid sitting on any of Italy's monuments. It's a big no-no in Italy, and for good reason. Those monuments are an important part of history, and nobody wants them treated like seeds. So be respectful when visiting such special places.
Don't put ketchup on your pasta. Don't ever think of adding ketchup to your pasta or even ask for it. Italian food is among the world's best cuisines. Adding ketchup is like disrespecting their culinary legacy. It's definitely something to avoid if you want to enjoy your trip without upsetting anyone. Stick to traditional pasta sauces to experience the authentic Italian flavors.
We hope these tips will make your Italy trip even better.
Make sure to watch the rest of our Italy series videos to make the most of your experience.
Enjoy your trip!